Everyone, let's go ahead and start. Today we will focus LangChain output parsers and chain. Okay, let's move on to the topic. If you see here, we have written so many programs, so many applications till now, right? Let's take this application, whatever we have written. What are we trying to do here? We have imported the necessary things. After that, we created we initialized the chart model. We initialize the model. Then this is the prompt. With that prompt, we are invoking the model, line number 23. Then we display the response. These are the applications we created till now. Now, if you run this application, we are getting the output. If you run this application, we are getting the output. So this is the output. This is the results. Now, if you observe the results, this results is unstructured text. This results is unstructured text. That means LLMs in bracket models returns unstructured data or text. LLMs returns unstructured data or text. But in real AI systems, in real AI applications, we often need or we frequently need, so we need structured output or structured data. What does that mean? Structured output, structured data. We may need output as JSON. We may need output as tables. We may need output as list. We may need output as payloads. We may need output as DB ready data, and so on, so on. This is how we need. Can you recap once, please? Today we are trying to focus LangChain output parsers and chain. Why do we need this? Why do we need the parsers? For that, we have written so many applications till now. If you run the application, that application is giving unstructured data. So that means LLMs models returns unstructured data. But in the real AI applications, we need structured output. What does that mean, structured output? We may need we may need output as JSON. We may need output as tables, list, API payload, DB ready data, and so on, so on. So then what to do for this? So our next question is what to do to get the structured data, structured output. So the answer for this is use the parsers. Use the output parsers. Use the output parsers. So we have so many output parsers. Okay, so we have so many provided output parsers. We have so many provided output parsers. So the first one is JSON output parser. We have so many provided output parsers here. So one is string str, str output parser. Second one is JSON output parser. Third one is like this. We have many output parser. XML output parser. XML output parser. Then fourth one is Pydantic output parser. Like this, we have many parsers provided for us. Next, one more is comma separated list output parser. Like this, we have many provided output parsers. So we understood what is the what LLMs returns. LLMs returns unstructured text, but in the real applications we need the structured output. What does that mean, structured output? We may need JSON tables, list, payloads like that. Then what to do for this? For this, we can use the parsers, output parsers. We have so many provided output parsers. If anyone asks, can you tell me some of the output parsers? You can give this list. Okay, you can give this list. String output parser, JSON output parser, XML, pydantic, comma separated. Like this, we have many output parsers. Many output parsers. That's it. Now, we understood the requirement, and LLMs by default, models by default returning the by default returning this unstructured data. Now let's see how to do the coding, how to make structured data. Let's see the coding part. First, we will see the JSON output parser. So that means we want output data, output text as output results. Okay, we want response, or we want as output as JSON. This is the requirement. So the requirement is let's code the JSON output. Let's code JSON output. What I can do for this is, okay, what we can do for this is, let's take the previous application code. What we can do for this is, let's take the previous application code and see how we can get the structured data, which is a JSON. So I am just copying this, going to a new cell. I'm just going to the, I just copied the previous application and pasted in the new cell. Pasted in the new cell. That's it. Now I'll just remove these comments here. So these are nothing but just imports. We studied all these things before, not required anymore. So we required, but we don't need that much of comments and all. So this is a common code. This code is common for most of the applications. That's why I just say imports. Okay, I just say imports. Okay, these are the imports. That's it. So these are needed for most of the applications. That's why I just copied and pasted here one more time. So the next one is we are trying to invoke. We are trying to invoke the model. We are trying to invoke the model with what? With the prompt. This is the prompt. We are trying to invoke the model with the prompt. Let's use this also, human message, as an input. Whether we are using it or not, let's just use it. If we are using, that's fine. If we are not using, we can remove it. Now we are trying to invoke with this. We are trying to invoke with this prompt. Now I'll change this prompt a little bit. What is the prompt I'm going to change? I'm going to change this prompt as tell about India. Okay, tell about India in 2 lines, comma, and India is having history, right? History in 2 lines, comma. India is having states, right? States in 2 lines. Like this I am defining, and I am telling give response as JSON format. Give response in JSON format. So this is how I am telling. Can you see this one? Can you see this one, please? Okay, I'll just put hit enter so that you can see. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to invoke the model. We are trying to invoke the model by passing the prompt. So the prompt is what? Tell about India in 2 lines. And India is having history, that is also 2 lines. And it is having states, that is also 2 lines. And I am telling give response in JSON format. Give response in JSON format. This is how I have written, and I am just displaying. This is same as previous program. I just changed the prompt. That's it. Now run this application. If I run the application, let's see. So this is how we are getting the output. So this is how we are getting the output. You can use this triple quotes or double quote. Triple quote means string, complete string or format. Okay, so now you can see the output. So this is the output we are getting. So right now we did not apply any parsers. Before parsers, this is the output. Before parsers, this is the output. And that is having a content. You can also display the content. That is having the content. You can also display the content. This response is having the content. You can also display the content. That is also fine. Execute it. Execute it. Now this is the response we are getting. So right now no parsers. If no parsers, this is what the response. Now let's see JSON parser. Let's apply JSON output parser and see how the results will be. Now see how the results will be. So right now there are no parsers. If no parsers, you can see this is the unstructured text. If JSON parser, then we will see how we will get the results. You can write the code here itself, or you can create a new cell. You can create a new cell. First, you need to import the JSON parser. So from, and the JSON parser is provided by LangChain, and it is available in the core functionality dot output parser, and we need to import the JSON output parser, right? JSON output parser. You imported it. Now you can create a object of it, reference of it, this output parser. For that, what you can do is that, let's say RRRS JSON parser. That is just a variable name, and I created a reference or object of it. Reference or object of it. That's it. Once you are done with that, now you are getting the results. You are getting these results, right? Line number 15. That you can pass to the JSON parser, which will give the JSON output. So therefore, this is the parser dot invoke is the method again. Invoke is the method. For that, you can pass this text. For that, you can pass the. For that, you can pass the response. For that, you can pass the response and execute it. Now you can see this is how you are getting the results. This is how you are getting the results. Okay, now you can see after parser, after applying the JSON parser, you can see there is a clear JSON results. You can see there is a India, okay, and there is a history, there is a state. India, history, there is a state. Like that you are getting the clear results. Like that you are getting the clear JSON results. That's it. That's it. That is about this. Okay, that is about this. So like this, you can apply the JSON parser. Now, if you see in this example, we are getting the we are invoking the model with our prompt. You can also observe here. If I don't give this JSON format, what are the results? If I give, what are the results? Let's observe that also once. I am just giving the prompt like this. I am just giving the prompt like this. Execute it. Execute it. So this is the results you are getting. You are getting like a string. Okay. So prompt prompt without mention give without mention JSON, and you can see it's just like a simple string. You can see this is like a simple string. Okay, then no parser, but mention return JSON in the prompt. Mention return JSON in the prompt. So You can see here. So this is what the results. If that is the results, then we simply got the string. We simply got the result, string. You can see the differences. But now next thing is that second scenario is I'll mention give response as a JSON. Give response as JSON. So if I do like that, you can see we are getting something like a JSON. We are getting something like a JSON, but it's not that parsed well. We are getting something like a JSON, but not parsed well. It's kind of a okay thing. You have backslash and something like that. Okay, we mentioned, okay, return response in the JSON format. We are getting the JSON format, but you have backslash and some extra characters. That means it's not that great one. You can see there is a backslash code like that. Some extra characters are there. It's not that much great. That's why we will use the parser. So therefore, what I am trying to do is that once we get the response, that response you can pass to the JSON output parser. Now you can see clear JSON output. Now you can see clear JSON output. Okay, all right. That's about the JSON parser. Now, if you observe here, if you see the line number, please try to understand. If you see line number 11, there is a invoke method. If you see line number 11, there is a invoke method. If you see line number 11, there is a invoke method. And if you see here, there is a invoke method. So we have two invoke methods. So this is from runnable. This is also from runnable. Both are from runnable. So we have a invoke method like this. We have a invoke method like this. There is a invoke method in the line number 11. There is an invoke method here also. So that means invoke method for model, invoke models, and invoke parser. Two invokes are there. Two lines of code is there. Both are from runnable. If both are from runnable, instead of writing, okay, in this case, instead of writing two times, we can use chains. Two times means multiple times. Let me use that way. Multiple times we can use chains. We can use chain. How? Let's see the coding for it. You can use the chain. How? Let's see the coding for it. Okay. What I will do is that I will try to create a new cell. I'll try to create a new cell. This is how we have done before. Now I don't want to two times. I just want only one time. I'll copy this code and paste here. These are the imports, let it be. And this is how we have invoked before model and all. Now what I want to do is I don't want to invoke model separately in one line and a parser separately. So I want to combine them using chain. How do we do that? So if you want to do that, first you initialized the model, right? Same way you initialize the parser. Okay, so you initialize the parser. Now we have model, we have a parser. We have a model, we have a parser. Now create a chain. Let's say RRRS underscore chain equal to what you want to call first. You want to call the model. Then what you want to call next? Parser. Like this, you can mention whatever you want. Like this, you can mention whatever you want. Like this, you can mention whatever you want. So this is line number 14 is nothing but chain. So instead of writing this two lines, you can write like this. Okay, you can write like this. Then with the chain, you can invoke it. With the chain, you can invoke it. That will give the response. That response you can display. That is also correct. That will give the response. That response you can display. That's it. That will give the response. That response you can display. That's it. Now you can see there is only one invoke method, and we got the same response. There is only one invoke method. We got the same response. This is how we can do. This is the answer for that. We can use the chains and achieve it. So this is how we can do the chains and achieve it. Let's recap this one more time. So what I'm trying to say is that in the previous example, so we have used the invoke method in the line number 9, line number 11, and there is a invoke method again in the line number 3. Both are from same runnable. So if both are from same runnable, then we can use the chains. We can avoid it. We can write once. So if you see here, so we just imported all the necessary things. Then I am trying to create a chain by calling the model first, then parser next. And with the chain.invoke. Chain.invoke means, so it will consider all these things. What is there in the first in triple R model? So therefore, model.invoke is executed with this prompt. That will give the response, right? That response is passed to this parser. That parser is giving the JSON output. That's it. That parser is giving the JSON output. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's about the chain. So we can use the chains frequently. We use all these things very frequently in the real time here. We use all these things very frequently in the real time. That's about the JSON parser. That's about the chain. That's about this advantage of using the parser. So now if anyone asks a question, what is the purpose of parsers? What is the purpose of, purpose of output parsers? Okay, just now we have seen LLM, that means models are returning unstructured data. Models are returning unstructured data. This unstructured data converts into structured data. So therefore, output parsers converts LLMs means models, unstructured data to unstructured output data to structured data that we have seen. Then you can see here in the output also. So there are some junk characters, all these things. But if I use the parser, you don't have anything like that. You don't have anything like that. So that means validate. Validate LLM output as per the expectations. That is the advantage. Third one, reduce parsing errors. So if you want to use for some purpose, then you will not have that many errors because you already applied the parsers. Then you can directly integrate with the APIs, databases, and so on, so on. So that output you can integrate with the APIs, databases. That means if you want to put that output directly, if you want to send that output to the APIs, yes. If you want to put in the databases, yes, like that. You can integrate with the LangGraph. There is something called a LangGraph, which we'll discuss. We'll discuss LangGraph next after LangChain. Then, so we can have predictable output formats. That means understandable output formats. Predictable output formats. Like this, we have different advantages. So therefore, if anyone asks a question, why do we need these parsers? Like this, you need to highlight it. What are the different parsers? So we discussed this. Now let me show you the notes before we go next. These are the notes. LangChain output parsers and chains. So LLMs models returns by default unstructured data, but in the real time we need a structured data which can be a JSON table like that. Output parser converts raw LLM text into structured data. So this is the program we have written before. So here we are getting unstructured data. So you can pass the prompt in three ways, right? One is in the prompt, don't mention written as JSON. If you don't mention written as JSON, you are simply getting a string. In the prompt, you can mention written as JSON. So in that case, you are getting the JSON, but you have some special characters, all those things, which is not that formatted. For that, you can use the parsers. You are getting well-structured data. That's it. Okay, that's about this one. Now, so you are getting unstructured data. to get the structured data, pass that results to the JSON parser, because you want right now output as JSON. If you pass to the JSON parser, you can see you are getting the correct results. Now, in this example, you have used invoke method. One is for calling the model, one is invoking the parser. We can avoid that by using the chains. How do we do that? This is the code. Next, we have many parsers provided, right? LangChain parsers provided. So string parser, JSON parser, pedantic parser, comma separated list output parser, okay, regex parser. Like this, we have many things. So JSON parser just now we have seen. So I'll just take this into Paint and show you. JSON parser just now we discussed. Similarly, string we will see now. A pedantic and all we'll understand one by one with the coding. JSON is giving the JSON. String, it will give string. Pedantic means in case of JSON, we are getting how the out of the box JSON structure is. In case of string, how out of the box string looks. Like that we get. I don't want like that. I want my own structured output. If you want your own structured output, then go with the pedantic output parser. That means you can tell, hey, this is the format I want it. You can define a schema. This is how I want the output. That we can achieve with the pedantic output parser. Pedantic output parser. That means we create. This is how I want. Like in the C language, structured data type is right. Structured data type. What is the structured data type? You can tell what are all you want. You want one integer, one float, one double, like that. Same thing like a pedantic. So if you know the C language, in the C language, you have something called structure. Structure ABC. Struct, stru. So here you can tell, I want one integer, I want one float, I want one character. Like that you can tell. Okay, character. Like that you can tell. So that means that this structure can hold one integer, one float, one character. Like this, you can define the schema and tell that that is how you want. LLM. So that means a pedantic output parser force the LLM to return as per the structure we define, as per the schema we define. Okay. So therefore, what is the pedantic output parser? Pedantic output parser means, okay, pedantic output parser means you define the structure. Then pedantic output parser forces, okay, forces. This sentence is important. Forces LLMs means models. You can use the word called models. That is a good one. Forces LLMs response to match a structured Python schema defined using pedantic. So here we are defining using struct, right? Here you can compare with the C language also. Here we are defining with struct. Here we are going to define using pedantic. Then this is like a schema. So here also we'll define schema. This is like a schema. Here also we'll define like a schema. And we will tell the Python, we will tell the models, hey, I want this kind of output. I want this kind of output. Like this, you can compare with the C language. Like this, you can compare with the C language. So therefore, now what is the pedantic parser? Pedantic output parser forces the LLMs models to respond to match structured pedantic schema which defined using pedantic. So that means we will define, I want like this. Similarly, it will return. That is the power of pedantic parsers. Pedantic parsers are very important. Okay, that's about this one. Then regex patterns. We know what is the meaning of regex is. It is there in the C language, Java, everywhere. Same way, extract the values using regex patterns. And XML. So however you have the JSON parser, XML parser for XML outputs. Like this, you have different parsers, and this is the purpose. Just now we discussed. That's what we have in the nodes. That's what we have in the nodes. Next. Okay, next. Just now we have seen, okay, next. Just now we have seen JSON output parser, right? JSON output parser. Similarly, let's see the string output parser. String output parser. Pydantic we'll see again. String output parsers. For that, what I will do is that I will just copy this code. I will just copy this code and paste one more time. Okay, I just pasted here. I just copy the code and pasted. So in the previous example, JSON parser is used in the previous example. In previous example, JSON parser is used with a prompt, right? JSON parser used with a simple prompt. Simple prompt. Now, in this example, we can use with a prompt template. PROMPT template. What is the meaning of prompt template? So if you see this code, if you this is line number 17 is our prompt, right? Line number 17 is our prompt. That is a simple prompt. You can also mention the prompt with a prompt template. Okay, you can also mention the prompt with a prompt template. For example, this is a simple prompt. Okay, please observe here. This is like a simple prompt. Okay, this is like a simple prompt, and you can also mention with the prompt template. How? For that, we can use a prompt template provided by LangChain dot. You can mention from underscore. You can mention some methods also. Then you can specify whatever text you want. Then you can mention whatever text you want. That's it. Can you see this one, please, once? So this is like a simple prompt, right? Simple prompt. I'll just change the color. This is like a prompt template. So prompt template dot something. So in a simple word, this is creating PPT without template. This is simple like a creating PPT. We can create PPT in two ways, right? PowerPoint. Okay, we can create in two ways. First one is blank. That means no styles, nothing, no effects. That is like a simple prompt. Then prompt template. Prompt template means we can create the PPT with the templates where you get lots of styles, fonts, all those things, ready-made things. If you want some ready-made things, go with the prompt template. That's it. So creating, that is how you can correlate creating PPT with the template, which will give so many advantages. So you can compare what is the meaning of simple prompt. Simple prompt is what you specify. That's it. Template prompt means, so you will get ready-made features which are available with that particular class, particular method. Like a creating PPT with a template, creating PPT without template. Like this, you will have prompt template also. We'll use the prompt template in the current example so that we extend the features. We can keep learning the new features. Now we are trying to learn the prompt template. What is the prompt template? You can simply visualize creating a PPT with a template where you will get lots of predefined features, predefined structures, styles, elements, components. Same thing here. Okay, same thing here. Okay, now let's see the coding for it. So let's go back here. And yeah, let's go back here. So first we'll focus on the string parser. So however you imported the JSON parser, JSON output parser, you can import the string output parser. We want to see the example for string output parser, right? So therefore, string output parser. So I just imported it. Then you need to create a reference of it. RRRS str. Okay, parser equal to string output parser. You can mention. Don't worry about the bottom one. Don't worry about the bottom one. So you just focus here. I just imported the necessary things. Then string output parser. I just created it. Now I'll create the chain. Let's say RRRS underscore chain. You can use your own names, nothing. First, what I need to do, I need to call the model. Then I need to call this string parser. I need to call the string parser. And then I need to invoke with the chain. I'll just delete all these things here so that nothing will be there. So then I'm going to call chain.invoke method with the prompt. That will give the results. Let's say RRRS underscore results equal to this one. Then you can print the results. Print the results. You can also print like this. So this is nothing but string output parser. Okay, string output parser results equal to then this one. Now you will get the string. Just execute it and see. Just execute it and see. See, you are getting string. So you are getting the string output parser. That's it about this one. All right, that's a simple string output parser. Similarly, we have a JSON output parser, right? Now let's see the JSON output parser. For that, we need to import the JSON output parser. Okay, import the JSON output parser. Okay, I'll just say here the variable name is RRRS JSON underscore parser. We imported it. Okay, we imported it, and we also want a template, right? So that also let's import it. Okay, from LangChain. That is also there in the core dot prompt. We want to apply the prompt. Okay, prompts, and from that I want to import prompt template. Okay, from that I want to import the prompt template. Now you create a template. Let's say RRRS underscore prompt, RRRS underscore prompt, and prompt dot. Then there are methods from template. Okay, from template. So I want to create a prompt from template. What is the advantage of this? The advantage of this is you can see this is the out of the box one prompt template class. And as I am creating the prompt with this, you will get all the predefined structure. You will get all these predefined features, given features. You can see this is how it is. It is telling so on, so security is applied, LangChain is applied. Okay. So example, this is how the prompt should be. And you can see here, we can use some dynamic injections. That also we'll practice next. We can use dynamic injections. That also we'll practice next. Okay, that's it. So therefore, prompt template. I want to create a prompt using prompt template. Then you can pass your prompt. So let's say list top 3 Telugu movies in JSON format. List top. That means I am asking the model to return list or give me top 3 Telugu movies in JSON format. That's why I'm asking. Okay. Now I need to create a chain. So let's say you can use the same variable or different variable, no problem. Okay. First, what I need to do, I need to consider the prompt. Take the prompt. With this prompt, I need to call the model. With this prompt, I need to call the model. Then with this prompt, I need to call the model. After calling the model, I need to call this JSON parser, JSON output parser. That's it. Now you can say RRRS chain dot invoke. RRRS chain dot invoke. You can do the invoke method. RRRS chain dot invoke. Do I need to put the prompt now? No, right? Because you already mentioned here. So you can just say empty right now. That's it. This is going to give the results. You can say RRRS underscore results equal to this one, and you can print it. Print. This is the JSON output parser results, right? Okay, results equal to. Then you can specify the results. You can specify the results. That's it. Now execute it and see. Now execute it and see if any errors. No errors. So this is the string output and this is the JSON output. Okay, so you can just paste it here. So you can see JSON output parser, list top 3 movies. Now you can see it's coming clearly in the JSON style. First one is this is the title. Second one is this is the title. And third one is this is the title. Like this you are getting, like this you are getting, like this you are getting. Like this you can apply the JSON output parsers. Okay, so there is a prompt template, right? We'll discuss more about the prompt template. What is the advantage? I said a prompt template is nothing but creating a PPT with template where you have lots of predefined things. What is the meaning of predefined things? We'll see next. Okay, that's about this one. That's about the string output parser and JSON output parser. JSON output parser with a template. JSON output parser with a prompt template. So we understood a little bit of prompt template also. Next, we'll focus on Pydantic output parsers. Pydantic output parser and template also will extend more. Prompt template also will extend more. So now two things we'll understand next. So the first one is Pydantic output parser, where we'll define all Pydantic output parser. Pydantic output parser, right? And we have one more thing, prompt template, right? Prompt template is just now I told you. Okay, so for that we will see the coding. PROMPT prompt template dot prompt template first. So prompt template is nothing but creating that one. So in that there is a partial method. In that there is a partial method. Let's discuss that. Now what is the Pydantic output parser? Just now I told you. So what is the Pydantic output parser? Let's define one more time. We will see that definition is matching in the coding. So it forces. I'll change the color so that you can see. It forces the LLMs to output. It forces LLM to response. It forces LLM to response. It forces LLMs. It forces LLMs to match structured Python schema defined using Pydantic. What does that mean? Let's see. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's see. So as I told, it is like a C language structures where we can define what we want. Based on that, you will get the response. That is about this one. Then we have partial, right? What is this partial? In the prompt template, we have a partial method. What is this? This partial allows to fill some parts of prompt. Some parts of prompt early, like a prompting instructions, formatting instructions. I'm just giving example. And some parts. We'll see this sentence meaning while coding. Okay, yearly, leaving other parts. Other parts means like a user query and all to be filled at a runtime. Okay, and we can also have template dynamic template. So here we will also understand this is like a dynamic template. This is also called as dynamic prompt. So this is also called as a dynamic prompt. Prompt template is like a dynamic prompt, not only partial. Okay, we'll see dynamic prompt. Prompt template is like a dynamic prompt. Prompt template, or with the prompt template, we can achieve with the prompt template. So let's use this statement. With the prompt template, we can achieve okay, we can achieve dynamic prompt. Dynamic prompt. So if you see here, whatever we coded till now, this is a fixed prompt. If I run now, if I run later, if I run after 10 days, fixed prompt. No, I want a dynamic prompt. That means here, tell about. If at the runtime, if I say India, it should give about India. At runtime, if I give something, then that it's like a C language. Enter two numbers. If I give 2, 3, then results is 5. Like that, I want it. In the C language, what we will do? We will write a sum of two numbers, right? Where you will ask enter two numbers. Read the two numbers. If 2, 3 are given, 5 is the results. If 10, 20 are given, 30 is the results. Like that, right? Same thing, I want it. This India, I want to pass dynamically. This India, I want to pass dynamically. This JSON, I want to pass dynamically. This India, I want to pass dynamically. This JSON also, I want to pass dynamically. Yes, possible. If I pass India, India information. If I pass USA, USA information. If I pass JSON, JSON format. If I pass XML, XML format. That is how I want it. So that means this is the prompt, right? This is the prompt. This is a regular prompt. Static prompt in a simple word. Okay, static prompt is this. Now there is a dynamic prompt, right? What is the meaning of dynamic prompt? Okay, what is the meaning of dynamic prompt? Same thing will be there. Okay, same thing will be there, but India I will read dynamically. So let's say I will pass some variable, and this also I will read dynamically like this. So this is possible with the prompt template. This is possible with the prompt template. And okay, this is, so you can pass here two combinations again. Here two combinations. Here two combinations. First combination is, so here we have two things, right? Two dynamic inputs. Some parts we can pass early. Some parts we can pass early. Some parts we can pass at runtime. For this we can use what? Partial. That's what we discuss. For this we can use partial method. For this we can use partial method. Or all we can pass at runtime. All we can pass. Both. All means here both. Both we can pass at runtime. That is also possible. So we will see this combination. Both passing runtime is very easy. So we'll see this combination in the current example. That's it. That's about the dynamic prompting here. That is about the dynamic prompting, static prompting. Dynamic prompting means we can input the values in the prompt at the runtime. If I pass the India, then it will give India information. If I pass the US, it will give US information, and so on, so on. So that's it. Let's practice this example with the pydantic parser. So let's go to our code again. I will copy this. or we can go with this. I will copy this and paste into a new cell. And we want a JSON parser? No. So I'll just remove whatever need not required so that you can see. I just imported whatever needed for now. Next, what we need, we want a pydantic parser, right? So let's import it. We want a pydantic parser. Let's import it. Okay, pydantic output parser. Pydantic output parser. Okay, fine. I told pydantic output parser you can create using pydantic. So it's like a C language struct. So that also you need to import it. Import pydantic from where? Okay, pydantic, and there you have a base model, and there is a field. So if you see in the C language structure, so you have fields, right? Int a, float b, char c, like that. These also you need to define it. For that we can use field. Okay. So like if you see here, int a, float b, char c, like that we have, right? To specify like that, int a, char b, like that, we can use field. You can simply compare with this. Okay, fine. Now, class, let's say I want India information right now. And so you need to extend this one with the base model. This is a fixed coding. Then you can define. So I want a character, I want integer, all those things. Similarly here. So I want something like a details, India details, right? So define something like a details colon, and the return type is string. Then you can specify field description. Equal to what you want. So what you want to store in the details? About India in 2 lines or 2 words. About India in 2 words. Similarly, I want to define one more. Okay, so about India, then history. Okay, history I want. Then India history in 2 words. So this is how I am defining my, it is similar to your C language structure. Struct ABC, class India info. Then you have variables int a, float b, like that. So here also details history. That's it. Now what you will do? So you will create a variable for it, right? So if you want to use it in the C language, struct ABC, then you create an object, then ob dot a, like that you do it. Ob dot b, like that you can do it. Same thing here also. But as per this syntax. So therefore, now I am creating RRRS. Which parser? Pydantic parser underscore parser. It is just a variable. Then I need to create the pydantic parser. By passing this class. Pydantic object, that is nothing but my India information. That's it. Now what is needed next? If you see here, earlier you are trying to ask something and telling that give the response as JSON. So instead of we ask give the response as JSON, you can also use we can also use output methods or some predefined methods. So this parser dot get, there are some methods. Get format, get underscore format, format instructions. get underscore format instruction. What this will do? So this output parser, okay, this output Pydantic parser will give the response or will format as per this. What is as per this? If you go here, if you go to this formatting instruction, you can see formatting instruction that is going to give the JSON response. That means instead of you tell in the prompt give as a JSON, you can simply apply this get formatting instruction that has lots of rules applied. That has lots of code applied, which will give the nicely formatted one. So like this, you can use the out of the box provided instructions also. So therefore, in a simple word, it will give, okay, it will give. So if you see, it has a formatting instructions that means JSON output. Okay, JSON output. Return the instructions, format instructions, JSON output. So if you want like this, you can apply this particular method. If you don't want also, you can specify. But better to use always output, better always use the out of the box code so that there are lots of other advantages if you see in the code, those are also taken care. Else you need to take care everything. That's it. That's it. Then you can execute and see if all good are. So now you can see output is formatted as JSON. That is how it is giving. That is what we want it. That is how it is giving. That is what we want it. Excellent. Okay, that is how it is giving. That is how we want it. Excellent. Now let's create one template. You can create in the new cell or you can create here only. You can create in the new cell or create here only. Okay. So let's say uh, create prompt template with dynamic variables. So like this, just now I told, right? Like this I want it. Like this I want it with the dynamic variables. Like this I want it. For that, what I will do is that I will say RRRS underscore dynamic underscore prompt equal to dynamic underscore prompt equal to how do I do using prompt template. Okay, using prompt template. Did I import the prompt template? Is there a prompt template? No. So you can import that. Okay, you can import the prompt template. Okay, prompt template. And I want to apply a partial method. What is the meaning of partial method? It will allow to pass some portions early, some portions later. What does that mean? We'll practice it. Partial. And here I need to specify the instructions. Here I need to specify the instructions. Prompting template. Sorry, one second. Prompt template. Then template. Okay, template. Specify the template. Specify the template first. Okay, explain below in, let's say, RRRS format. I will pass this dynamically in RRRS formatting. In RRRS formatting, tell about there is a variable v1. We'll pass this dynamically in 2 lines, comma history in 4 lines. Like this I am saying. So you need to end this. Why we are getting okay, that's good. Now just execute it and see. So no errors, nothing. So this is how I created the template. This is how we created the prompt template. So here you can see explain below in format. What format? I'll pass it. Tell about what? I'll pass it at runtime. This I will pass yearly. This I will pass at runtime. So if I pass the USA, it will give about USA. If I pass India, it will give about India. If I pass formatting JSON, it will give JSON. If I pass If I pass XML, it will give XML. That's the advantage of this one. Therefore, this is called a dynamic prompting. This is called a dynamic prompting. And this value I want to pass early. This I want to pass at runtime. For that, you can use the partial method. Let's use the partial method now. So you can use here only. And this template you create once and use anywhere. Reusable. So let's create one more cell. Let's create one more cell and pass some portion right now. So let's do this one. Okay. So there is a partial method allows to fill some portions early. How? By using partial method. Okay. Fill. So fill some parts of prompt early. That is the comment I just written. How do I do that? For that, you can say you can use the same variable name or different variable name. Okay, so dynamic prompting we already created dot partial. So in that, I want to pass this formatting instruction right now. Formatting instruction equal to and I will say pydantic parser dot this one. Pydantic parser dot this one. So pydantic parser dot this one is giving what? JSON. So like this, I can pass it. So just execute and see whether we are good. Yes, we are good. So that means this portion, this particular part, I filled early. I filled early. What is that? JSON. What is that? JSON. That's it. Remaining part, that means this I will pass at runtime. Let's see. I will just create a new cell. Let's see how do we pass runtime. So let's take a testing one or test case one. So that means we are testing. So how we are testing? We want to invoke model. Model means LLM. Model means invoke model without parser. Let's use without parser. If I am not using parser, then gives string, right? String JSON. Let's see. It should give string JSON because I don't want to use the parser. That's just test case one. How do I do that? So RRRS underscore chain. Let's create a chain. So in the chain, what we want to first? We want this prompt template followed by my model. From template followed by model. Then invoke it. Chain dot invoke. Chain dot invoke. So if I invoke it, so just invoke and run. See what happens. See, it is giving error. Why it is giving error? We are trying to invoke the chain. In the chain, we have a prompt. In the prompt, if you see, this portion is filled in here. But here there is a variable, right? That is still expecting the value. As we did not pass the value, that's why it is giving error. So that's why pass the V1 value dynamically. See the power of this dynamic template. Okay, see the power of the dynamic template. Now execute it, we got the results. Now we execute it, we got the results. So therefore, this is the testing scenario 1. So we should see JSON results, right? As a string. So this is like a string, you can see. Content is like a string. Okay, that's it. So I pass the India. So if I pass USA, it will give USA. Okay, this will be filled with the USA. This is a JSON. Let's see whether we are getting a USA. So earlier it is like a India. That is the meaning of dynamic. Now it's like a USA. You can see that changed. So here, so diverse culture. So here, United States of America. Like that, you have different results. So this is the meaning of dynamically passing. This is the meaning of partial. Partial means some parts are early, some parts later. So this part I am passing at the runtime. This part I am passing early. So if you want to pass some values early to the prompt template, you can use partial, and the remaining you can pass at runtime. So this is a testing scenario 1, where there is no parser applied. Now let's apply the parser. Here there is no parser. Now let's apply the parser. Testing scenario 2. Testing scenario 2. Let's apply the parser. Okay, invoke with the parser. Invoke model with parser. With parser will give what? The pedantic output. So like this structure, whatever we defined. Okay, it will give pedantic output parser. Okay, let's see. So first I need to use the template. Okay, I need to call the model. After calling the model, I need to pass that response to my pedantic. Where is the pedantic? This one. RRRS pedantic parser. RRRS pedantic parser. That's it. So I am applying the parser right now. Now execute it and see. Now execute it and see. Chain.invoke. Okay. Now we execute it and see. Now see this. This is the results before parser, right? Now testing 2 with parser. Now you can see it is giving a clearly you can see there is a, so my pedantic object is having details and history. Now you can see there is a details and there is a history. I just said 2 words, that's why it is giving 2 words. Okay, so here I said 2 words, that's why it is giving 2 words. Let's give the 5 words. Okay, 5 words. You will get a little bit increased one. Just run this. Okay, run this. You need to run all the cells related to this. Okay, now run this. No, till this. Now you can see I just 5 words right now. So now you can see there is a details. That's what there is a history. It is giving about 5 words. So therefore, if you see here, the biggest advantage with the pedantic is what? You can tell the LLM model to return as per your structure. You can tell the LLM model as per your structure. That's the biggest advantage with the pedantic, and that is what exactly happening. That is the advantage with the pedantic. That is what exactly happening. You can see. It is giving as per my structure. Same like a C language structure, classes, Java classes like that. So there is a India information which is having details and history. And you can also display them. So let's say you call this as, you captured these results into a object. Let's say results RRRS underscore results underscore object equal to, I captured into this. Then you can print it. Print one by one. You can also print one by one. Okay. So first let's print type. What is type? Type equal to comma type of India, type of this particular response. Let's see what it will give. Type of that particular response. It should be a pedantic, right? So you can see type equal to that class info, India info. Like this, you can print the type. You can also print the details of that particulars. Details equal to comma object dot details. Same as like a C language. Object dot a struct abc object dot a will give integer value, b will give float value, like that. So here also same. Okay, object dot details. So you can see it will give the details. Similarly, you can print the, there is one more thing, details is there, history is there. Okay, history. Pydantic is very important here. Please practice it. It's the same as your C language. If you know the C language, you are good. That's it. History. Okay, now run this. Now it will tell what is the type, what is the details. You can see type is nothing but that India info type in that details and the history. That is how you are getting the response. That is the biggest advantage with the Pydantic output parser. That is the meaning of dynamic template. Sorry, dynamic prompt. That is the meaning of prompt template. Partial. It is covered here. We covered many examples. Here we covered many examples. Now let's go back and see the notes once. Let's go back and see the notes once. So we discussed the string output parser, JSON output parser. Okay, so this is the coding for it. This is the coding for this. So then we started understanding prompt template. Prompt template. It is having some methods. Prompt template is nothing but creating a template. Okay, creating a prompt with a template. It's like creating a PPT with a template. So it has a method from prompt template. Okay, then we have seen this. Then pydantic parser force the LLM to response. Okay, force the LLM to response as per my structure. You can see it is forcing the LLM to response as per my structure. You can see this is the structure I defined as per it is giving. As per it is giving. That's it. That's it. Then partial. So you create a template. You create a dynamic template. So what is the meaning of the dynamic template? Within the template, some values we can fill later. Within the template, we can fill some values later. That's called a dynamic prompt. What is the meaning of dynamic prompt? Within the prompt, some values we can fill later. So we can fill at runtime or we can fill early. If you want to fill early, then you can use partial. If you want to fill early, you can use partial. If you want to fill all at runtime, no problem. You can pass like this. Just now we have seen. We can pass like this, line number 3. That's it. That is what it is explained here. So fill some parts of the prompt early and the other parts at runtime. That is what the example we practice. So that is what you can see clearly here. Okay, that's it. Now, what is the prompt template? We discussed already. What is the prompt template? We discussed already, right? What is the prompt template? We discussed already. So let's see quickly. Let's see quickly. Okay. So prompt template is nothing but reusable prompt structure. And it has a dynamic inserts. That's what we have seen. Dynamic inserts. Or dynamic placeholders. Like I tell about, there is a placeholder. This we can pass at runtime. Just now we practiced. Okay, so therefore, if anyone asks what is the prompt template or LangChain prompt template, a reusable template structure, reusable prompt structure, reusable prompt structure. Okay, a reusable prompt structure that dynamically insert the placeholders. That dynamically insert the placeholders. You can insert the placeholders at the runtime or partially. That also we practiced it. So this is also, you can see here we have two variables. Two variables you can pass like this with a comma. V1 India, V2 JSON like that. So if you don't want to use this parser, if you don't want, you can also pass comma. That formatting structure you can pass. That formatting you can pass it like this. No, you need to use comma here. Okay, formatting, RRRS form. This is also you can do it. If you don't want to use that method, this is also you can do it, JSON. Both are same. So you can delete this, not required. Okay, like this you can pass it. But right now I already did the method. So that's why we don't need. I already did the method. That's why we don't need. If you don't want this method, formatting, get formatting instruction, you can pass like this. You can pass like this. That's it. That is what it is. These are all what we covered. Core components. What are the core components? Template, input variables, which is nothing but the placeholders, prompts, formats, partial variables. So if you take this program, what are the different components? There is a template, there is a placeholders, there is a partial, all those things. Then types of prompt templates. The next question is types of prompt templates. You can see different templates are there. Okay, you can see there are different templates. You can see first one is prompt template. Just now we completed. First one is prompt template. Just now we completed. Then chart prompt template. Okay, so which is used for multiple messages, multiple message prompts. What is the meaning of multiple message prompts? We will see the example. So if anyone asks a question, what are the different prompt templates? You can give the list. Okay, so the question is what are the different prompt templates? What are the different prompt templates? So further, the first one is what? Prompt template. Just now we have seen. Second one is chart prompt template. Third one is few short prompt template. Like this, we have different templates. So the first one we have completed just now with all the combination. Let's see the second one. Okay, chart prompt template. Okay, template, PLAT. Okay, you can you can add it to dictionary so that it will not show that red colors. Okay, let's see this now. This is very simple. This is very simple. Chart prompt template is nothing but all the combinations, multiple messages like a system message, okay, human message, all these combinations, system message, human message, AI message, okay, variables plus placeholders, like this, all the combinations is nothing but chart prompt template. So what is the chart prompt template? It's a combination of multiple messages. So that means it can combine system message, human message, AI message, variables, placeholders, all those things. Just now we did it, but it's a more accurate one, more advanced one. So therefore, chart prompt template helps to build structured prompt with the system instructions, user instructions, okay, AI instructions with the placeholders, with the variables, with reusable prompts, and so on, so on. So instead of writing prompts manually every time, we can write the reusable prompts. Reusable prompts. Further, the simple example is. Again we can import necessary. Let's take this. Let's take this and paste it. These are the basic things required for all the applications. These are the basic things required for all the applications. Let's import this. And right now we want to import what? Not prompt template. We want a chart prompt template. Okay, we want a chart prompt template. Okay, so then we want human messages, system messages, all those things. We want human messages, system messages, all those things. That also we can do it. Let's take this. This is not required for now. So these are required. Now we are discussing what? Chart prompt template. Chart prompt template is nothing but it's a multiple messages, combination of system messages, human messages, AI messages, variables, placeholders, everything will be there. Okay, so let's see how do I do that. So RRRS, okay, chart prompt equal to chart prompt underscore template equal to now you create a reference of it. or you can create a chat prompt dot from messages. From messages. Now you can specify the messages. As I said, the chart prompt template is a combination of human messages, system messages, variables, placeholders like that. So it is more dynamic. It is more reusable. It is more advanced one. So first, let's say system role. Okay, with a system role. So how do I do that? System, comma, then specify. Give only veg food items. That is the system message. Comma, then specify the user message. Specify the user role with variables so that I can pass it dynamically. With variables so that I can pass it dynamically. So user is nothing but human, comma, then explain topic in style. In style, then style, S-T-Y-L-E. In style. So therefore, if you see here, these are the placeholders. We'll pass this dynamically. So here we have a system message, human message. Okay, here you have a system message. Let's say here I will give more you are AI expert trainer. You are AI expert trainer. So that is how I am setting the tone. That is how I am setting the system message. You are AI expert trainer. Then explain the topic. In what style? We'll specify the style. So if you see here we have many things. You have a system message, you have a human message, you have placeholders. Okay, you have placeholders. Okay, you have variables. We'll pass all these things dynamically. That's why chart prompt. Okay, that's why chart prompt template is more dynamic, more reusable, allows system messages, multiple messages combinations. That's it. Okay, next, okay, we can invoke the, okay, fill the variable values. Fill the variable values into prompt. Fill the variable values into the prompt. How do I do that? So let's say formatted prompt. This is just a variable. Formatted prompt equal to. So this is the prompt we created. We have some variables in that. Dot invoke. Then you can pass the whatever you want to. Let's say topic. Okay, fill the variable values into the prompt and invoke model. Invoke model. How do I do? Topic. So let's say topic is, I'll pass it dynamically. What is the topic? Let's say topic is AI, data science. Okay, comma, then style. What style you want? JSON style or some other style? Style colon. You can pass simple JSON, like that you can pass it, not a problem. Okay, now execute it and see so far whether all good or not. So there are some errors. Why errors? Okay, so this one, if you come down and see, unsupported message type. Okay, so here chart prompted from messages. See the spelling mistakes, please. Then system, SYSTEM, you are a expert, comma, human, 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 explain the topic, style. Then this is ended here. Then we ended this one. No, this is this one. Brackets are wrong. Okay, now see this, all good or not? Okay, now we are good. We got the tick mark. We got the tick mark, all are good. Now this is going to give some, okay, this is going to invoke that. Now we should get the results, right? So let's create one more cell. So here we filled it. Okay, here we filled it. Now send a request to model or invoke the model. Invoke the model. How do I do this? So here we filled the values into the template. Here we filled the values into the template. These are the different ways here. You can also fill dynamically, like what we have seen in the before example. Like what we have seen the before example. Or you can also fill like this. So earlier there is a chain, right, which is taking care of all those things. Earlier there is a chain which is taking care of all those things. Now there is no chain. I am doing manually. So invoke that template and fill the values. Now you can invoke the model. Okay, so RRRS underscore results equal to, then this prompt dot, sorry, RRRS model you need to invoke, right? RRRS LLM dot invoke with this prompt. What is the name? RRRS LLM. Okay, you can invoke with that. Now you get the results. That results you can display it. So execute it and see. So now we got the results. You can see it is giving about the data science. It is giving about the data science. So you can see it is giving about the data science. So if I change the topic as explain machine learning in JSON format, so it will give about the JSON format. So execute this once, then execute this once. So machine learning in the JSON style. So now you can see this is in the JSON style. Okay, that's it. That's it. That is how you can use it. The chart prompt template. And if you want to use the chains, you can use the chains. If you don't want to use the chains, so if you want to use the chains, you can use the chains like this. You can use the chains like this. If you don't want to use the chains, then you need to call every time. Invoke. So prompt template dot invoke, model dot invoke. So here we have written two invokes. If you don't want to two invokes, then use the chains. This example we already covered. Use the chains we already covered. That's about this one. That's about this one. That's about this one. Now, if you come back to the notes and see, chart prompt template. Yeah, chart prompt template. So as I told you, it's a combination of system instruction, user instruction, placeholders, reusable components, reusable templates like that. So this is the example coding for it, and this is the flow. Okay, this is the flow. First, start. Okay, let me take this into the paint and just explain quickly. So in the notes, everything is there here. You just need to listen and recap after the sessions. That's it. Now see the flow. So this program gets started. After that, load this all the environments. Then there is a that loads the model. Then there is a chart prompt. This one. Okay, chart model. Then create chart prompt. This one. Then after that, there is a system message. This one. There is a human message. This one. Then there is a invoke method. This one. Then we have a placeholders, right? This code. Okay, placeholders. That code. Okay. Then with that placeholders, the final response got created. This is got created. With that again you do the invoke method. With that again you do the invoke method against the model which is generating the response. That response we are displaying. Which is generating the response. That response we are displaying. Okay, that response is AI message, right? You can see AI message here. That's about this one. That's all for today. So we covered, that's all for today. We covered parsers, output parsers, different output parsers, and we covered the chains. What happen if chain? What happen if you don't have chain? Then we have covered a prompt template. Okay, prompt template. Then chain prompt template. Okay, chart prompt template. Okay, chart prompt template. And we covered dynamic prompts, placeholders, how do you pass, and partial method, all these things. That's all for today. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Else we are good for today and we'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you.